So you want to know what a video ad agency does, or more specifically, you're probably wondering, is this agency the right fit for me? Am I even in the same spot to be having a conversation with an agency? What are those benefits? So that's what I want to break down in this video. I want to break down kind of what are they, what do they do, what questions you should be asking yourself in order to set up a successful relationship with any agency that you have or that you'll be working with. I have been running our video ad agency for 9 years. I've had hundreds of conversations, sales conversations, and seeing those through to the fulfillment process. Some clients were able to crush it. Some clients not so much. I mean, we've kind of been on the full spectrum of things that have worked and things that haven't worked so well. Not only that, but I've also hired lots of people and other agencies to do work with us too. So I've been on both sides of the spectrum. So again, I just want to provide some clarity and some value, things that you can be thinking about when it comes to deciding about which advertising agency you want to be working with and what questions you should be asking before that conversation happens. Before I dive into that, I do want to share there's really kind of two different ad agencies that I've seen that could be very broadly categorized into two different camps, right? Like there's kind of the traditional, I call it like a traditional branding agency. And then on the other side of the spectrum, there's like a performance ad agency, right? And so like the traditional is like, hey, we'll help you create the messaging. We'll help you find the right audience. We'll put your message in front of the right audience. And what they tend to measure is like their measures of success are how many impressions can we get? How many views can we get? And how many clicks can we get you? And that's their very broad way of success. If it can reach a lot of people, great. But they really don't have a lot of information or knowledge when it comes to like the conversion side of things. Like, are those clicks turning into leads? Are those clicks turning into customers, right? Which then on the other side of the spectrum, you have these very performance-driven agencies where it's really all about let's generate leads, let's drive sales. Like it's very performance-based and kind of making sure that things happen. And so those are kind of the two broad spectrums, and they both have their place, right? What I found that if you only focus on the branding and like getting the message out there to the masses, that's great for awareness. But the problem is if you only focus on that, your business never drives enough sales to actually make money and grow. And on the flip side, if you only focus on performance and like driving leads and selling, then nobody's going to like you. And if you're only focused on sales and lead gen, people are going to like you long enough. Like you'll get sales up front, but your brand, your company is not going to live long beyond that because people will get sick of hearing that message. And I think the happy medium is somewhere in the middle, right? You do want to grow your brand, but it does need to lead to specific actions that will actually grow your business. One conversation I had with a potential client was, I said, hey, what's the goal of this video campaign that you're wanting to do? And they're like, oh, we just want awareness. Like, we just want to increase awareness. Like, okay, cool. When you're running paid ads on YouTube or Facebook, when you're running ads, like awareness is guaranteed. Like we're guaranteeing people will see your stuff. But once they become aware of your brand, then what do you want them to do? And she's like, oh, well, I want them to go to our website and book a call. Perfect. Great. So let's measure what these video ad campaigns can do when it comes to having you guys book calls. And we can bridge that gap from a viewer to a book call. So those are the two spectrums. Those are some things that you should be aware of when it comes to deciding what type of agency you want to work with. Once you're aware of that, now you can start to actually find the agency that's looking for you. So some things I think that's important as someone who's been on both sides of the conversation is one, you should find someone who has case studies or testimonials of people who they've worked with. Like what was their challenge that they faced? What did they do to improve the situation and what type of results came from that? Even better if they have like video testimonials of the person talking about what their experience was like. Because one, now you know that people actually have gotten good results working with them. They have a process that leads to results, and you can kind of see where you fit in based off their core client base. Number two is you should see their work. Like check out their videos, check out their case studies, like check out the way that they present themselves. Do you like the way that they portray themselves? Do they do what they say they can do? And like, you can kind of get a feel for it based off if you think if it's a match on their website. Number three, I think another important thing to figure out is, do they practice what they preach? Do they eat their own dog food? If they talk about why you should be marketing and advertising, do they themselves market and advertise for their business? Because if they don't, there's like obviously a misalignment in values, right? You definitely want to align your practicing with what you're preaching. And so, hopefully you're seeing their ads out and about, and that they can see what you're doing. And then one of the things that stuck out to me lately, I learned from Dennis Yu, and he talks about the importance of diagnosing before you prescribe. So in the medical field, if you go to a doctor and you say, hey, my stomach hurts, or I'm not feeling very good, and he just prescribes you a pill and gives that to you without seeing why your stomach hurts, like without going through the tests and the assessments before, well, that's malpractice. Prescription before diagnosis is malpractice. And so again, when you're talking to whoever you're wanting to work with, making sure that they understand your needs and your problems, like whoever you work with, they should take the time to really see, one, can I help you? Can I provide the value that you're asking for? And does this match? If they don't take the time to understand you and your business and what you're wanting to accomplish, it's probably not going to be the right fit. And so making sure that those two are in alignment, right? And obviously, a question I love to ask when we're working with clients, like, hey, what does success look like for you? And it allows them to tell me kind of this is what their success looks like. This is how I think we could fit. These should be asking the same question, like, hey, what can I do to make sure that we are successful together? I mean, that's just a great question to ask. That way you're collaborating. It's a collaborative experience, and you guys can together find that solution that's going to work the best for you. Even if that means, through what you said you want to do and what we can do, I don't think it's the right fit. We've had those conversations as well. And I think both people are better off because of it. At least we took the time to understand each other. And if we can help them, great. And if not, we can point them in the right direction of where they can go to find that help. And lastly, in this video, I want to share with you, what are some things you should know beforehand and be committed to before you have that conversation with anyone you're working with, really. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's an agency or not. The first question is, are you clear on your goals and your KPIs? Like, do you know in your mind exactly what you're trying to accomplish and how you want to measure the success to get there? I've got two stories to share that help illustrate this point. One, when we first got started, I got on a conversation with a guy who's like, yeah, I want to grow our business. I want to have these video campaigns and I want to crush it. I'm like, okay, great. What are your goals? And specifically, because we are kind of more performance-based, where we're looking to be able to hit leads or to be able to acquire customers at a specific price point. I said, what's your goal to acquire customers? Well, what's your goal? It's like, I want to get a lot of customers. Okay, cool. We've done that before. We can do that. How are we going to measure success? When you advertise, you want to establish, well, what's your cost per lead? What's your cost per client acquisition or customer acquisition? I said, how much are you willing to spend to acquire a customer? And he's like, oh, as little as possible. I don't want to spend anything. I want to just get customers. I don't want it to cost anything. And I'm like, that was a huge red flag for me. I'm like, you know what? I don't think we're the right fit. I don't think we can get you customers for nothing. So I don't think this is going to work. And he was kind of confused. And I was trying to explain to him how you have to pay money for ads and they go to clicks and leads. Anyway, he just wasn't in the right spot or even mindset to be working with. So I said, hey, I kind of introduced him to several other people that may be a better fit for him. The second story was, it was a very similar conversation where they're like, hey, we're new. This is a new business. It's a new field. And they wanted to get customers. And I said, great. What do you want? How do we want to measure success? Like, what do you want your cost per customer to be? And they're like, Jake, we don't know that exactly because we're a new business, but we know we need to spend money to learn what our cost per lead is, what our cost per customer. We know that you've done this before and we want to lean on your understanding of that and your experience with that. And we want you to help us learn faster. I mean, to me, that was perfect. That was perfectly said because one, they didn't have those numbers and they acknowledged that and they were willing to, and I said, okay, great. We can spend this money. I don't know what it's going to happen, but we can learn together. We can track what the cost per lead is on a weekly basis and then work to improve and lower that cost per lead, increase their client their customer value. And that worked out to be a great relationship. We worked with them for 5 years. We helped them grow their business to generate tens of millions of dollars. And it was a great working experience, both for them and for us. And that was a kind of just being mindful of what is your goal? What are the metrics you're wanting to measure? And then just trusting that process that it's going to be working. I think that's really important to know. Second, are you willing to give it 90 days? Or however long the time commitment is of the people that you're going to be working with. From my experience, we know pretty well within 90 days whether we're crushing it, whether we're doing okay, or whether, like, hey, you know what? It's not working for us. It's not working for you guys. Let's just end the working agreement. 90 days is a long time to, one, see how it's working, especially if it's a new funnel, a new campaign. Like, it doesn't work right off the bat. It takes testing and optimization. And again, it takes a minimum of 90 days to really see that through. So whatever you're deciding, making sure that you're willing to give it a 90-day commitment. There's been several cases with us where we start the campaign off and like they've ended the working agreement before we can even get ads up and running, which again, that doesn't help anybody. It's just kind of a waste of time, money, and stress. So knowing what your numbers are, knowing what your goals are, and really giving it a 90-day commitment to see that through, I think is really important. That wraps it up. Hopefully, you know what agencies do, how they can benefit you, and really what questions you should be asking when it comes to working with these agencies, and then how you can help find that right agency for you. I hope this was helpful. If you haven't already, subscribed to our YouTube channel where we can share with you more great tips when it comes to growing your business with video marketing. And thank you for watching, and have a great day.